Amen. And you too, my brother.
Brother. You know, I was telling somebody that if they don't take time, I will tell them that your actual name is Raymond Okwi. So that person will not like him. Let him do whatever he wants to do. You know, can you count how many times you have?
And I also know your commitment to the good and development of the Southeast. You and I met earlier on and we discussed about this Southeast presidency, which I gave unflinching and total support to, that we would do everything possible to see its actualization. And therefore you're a critical stakeholder who has seen all sides of Nigeria. You are a Second Republic governor, Third Republic, I think it is, yes. No? Third Republic governor, and you are participated founding secretary of the People's Democratic Party, chairman of People's Democratic Party, an active person in the politics of the South. So you are an embodiment of knowledge and a possessor of the feelings of the people of not only the Southeast, but Nigeria as a whole. And I want to commend and salute your great courage and vision in ensuring in all the activities you have done to keep Nigeria united and strengthened. I can boldly tell everybody that both you and my brother, your younger brother, Nya, you are committed to one united, indivisible Federal Republic of Nigeria. That you are committed to the prosperity and growth of Nigeria. That there are certain exigencies that will require a review of some of the positions we take as the things begin to emerge. That the Southeast has been marginalized, that the Southeast has been excluded from Nigeria by the current administration in particular. There's no gainsaying about it. There's no gainsaying that the agitations for separation or from excision from the Federal Republic of Nigeria by our younger sons and daughters in IPOB, in ESN, and whatever the groups are, is as a result of the discrimination and injustice they have suffered growing up in their various areas of endeavor. But these areas require redress. These areas are the same reasons why we need to conscript. We need to create the enabling environment for Wazirin Atiku to emerge as the president, because you are very much aware that at least the last Bala report says the Northeast and the Southeast are the most marginalized. And we need to restructure this country. We need to give equity and balance to people. The country, since 2019 in particular, and we can generally say the three mantras on which this APC federal government came into power are: one, insecurity in the country. The insecurity in the country is worse, far worse than it was in 2015. Because now, on daily basis, all we just find is the blood of our children, the blood of our people flowing instead of the milk and honey we were promised in 1960. Nobody can sleep with two eyes closed anymore in any part of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. In point of fact, embassies are issuing notices to their citizens not to move anywhere. Your Excellency, the second mantra which they said they were coming on with is to fight corruption. Corruption is more endemic. It has become
we're not the capital of the world.
We are of corruption, and that one, the corruption index from the PDP times and that one has gone further worse. That means they have failed woefully. When we talk about they said they were going to, the third one was that they were going to deal with economy. Now we are the most borrowed nation in the world. We are here now in the history of Nigeria. We have never been as borrowed as we are today. This country has gone. We are told that at the end of this year we are going to have 50 trillion naira already borrowed. And by the time they are handing over May 29th next year, it will be 54 trillion debt, which will be left for the generation, for the incoming administration and our children to pay. How we are going to pay it, only God Almighty will grant the new leaders. And that's why we say we need somebody who is experienced, somebody who can unify this country, because never in this history of Nigeria has Nigeria been so divided along ethnic, religious lines like we are today. And if there's no country, we need to rebuild this country. We need to restructure this country. We need to unify this country and give a sense of hope to our children. Over 34% of the index now, 34% of them cannot find jobs. And you remember how it was even after the Civil War, that they were asking us for jobs at our own time. Before you finish, you are in Form 4, Form 5, you are going to go engineering, they start encouraging you, they start giving you scholarship. They beg you with scholarship to say, oh yeah, go along this time, we are going to sponsor and the federal government assistance and aid to young people was available. But today, people finish, they cannot find any jobs. So, Your Excellency, we are sure that we need men of class, men of substance like you, men that believe and understand in the unity of Nigeria. So I urge you, I plead with you that let us work together, install and get Wazirin Atiku Abubakar together. The whole of the Southeast, the parts of the South-South that are ready to see reason, the parts of the Southwest that are ready to see the reason, and the whole North will all come together and say, this party belongs to us. We are giving the mandate to Wazirin Atiku Abubakar. It will be. So lead that crusade, sir. I so plead and I so urge you.
Our views converge on the truth. Nobody can separate us. Most of the things you have said about Wazirin, I just want to add a few things for those who don't know. Now, Wazirin Adamawa, Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, is one of the strongest politicians in Nigeria still standing. And I say this because I have been sufficiently close to him politically that I know of what stuff he's made of. Now, going forward, I believe that he has all it takes to lead Nigeria at this time. And you have clearly painted the picture of Nigeria that we are inside at this time. It requires somebody of experience. It requires somebody who is putting on the table the things that can turn around Nigeria. Extremely successful businessman. I think with that track record, he can turn around our economy. I have always believed that any country that does not invest in education, you're only building a future of illiterates and thugs. That country can never have a future, not in this fourth industrial revolution. When the world has gone nuclear and also has gone digital, you can produce illiterates and they will compete put our country to compete with the rest of the world when they have nothing to offer. Atiku has invested massively in education because he believes that we need to train leaders for tomorrow. Now, Nigeria is looking for a detribalized Nigerian because in the last 6 years, this country has been terribly polarized along tribal and religious lines. He's only a detribalized Nigerian who does not see tribe in anybody he sees, who does not see religion, but is seeing the content of the person and his intellect on what he can contribute for the good of Nigeria. That's Wazirin. His business, his educational institutions, all that I know about him, people from every part of Nigeria, the best he can find, are the ones who are running his business. And that's why he's successful. He's tribal blind. He's religiously blind. Now I tell you why the Southeast went robustly for Atiku in the last election. Because I am a member of the team Atiku and Peter. Very strong member of that group. We told our people, this, of all the people contesting, and in particular put him side by side with our president today, Buhari. This man is one northerner that I can tell you people loves Igbos, because I'm close enough to know. 2, this is one northerner that is going to put his life on the line to restructure Nigeria. And that is what we want. Level playing ground, so that we can compete with anybody in our country and outside our country. He will provide it. He's not afraid of competition. And he knows that by restructuring Nigeria, he's restructuring the economy of this country. He has written books. He has given lectures. It's not something that somebody is asking him to do, but something he knows, believes, and it is the answer to a problem. And people understood it. Thirdly, we told our people that of all the politicians in the North, this is one person we can swear that if he becomes president, he will do everything within his power to see that his successor is from the Southeast. We, close to him, we know it because that is what he says to us all the time. So, in spite of the fact that our political leaders in the Southeast came here, promised the president 25% in each of our states, and did everything possible to deliver those 25%. Those of us who did not hold any political position, but because of what we told our people about Atiku Abubakar and P2B, they gave that ticket 95% of votes cast in the Southeast. And when these people who were doing the bid of APC and their PDP political leaders, we blocked them as much as we could. So, in the Southeast, we don't need any introduction to Atiku Abubakar. We love him, we believe in him. And we think that he has the capacity to solve Nigeria's problem. Unfortunately, the situation that we find ourselves now puts us in Southeast leaders in a difficult position. One, we have a northern president going to complete 8 years in 2023. Our people are in difficulty. Why a northern president should continue after 2023? that there is an understanding in our country that there should be rotation between North and South. Number two, in the past 6 years, our people have been traumatized by this administration, badly traumatized. Since after the Civil War, we have never had such monumental agitation to go back to Biafra than in the past 6 years. And every day, salt is being added to injury. Every opportunity that this government has to appoint anybody in government, it must be a northerner who is a Muslim, and preferably a Fulani. And people find it difficult to understand. Have we been carved out of Nigeria? Our young people do not have a level playing ground. They see their colleagues whom they were better off in school come out within 1 or 2 years. They have secured choice employment and are doing well. They get married, they get a flat, they get a car, and the sole of their shoe has eaten alignment. While they are tracking from morning till night every day looking for employment. We have done everything humanly possible to convince the young people that Biafra is not our answer. The Igbos need a large market to ventilate their talents. West Africa is too small. If you go to any African country, after the indigenous population, the highest population there are Igbos. So we can't at this time box ourselves into a corner. We need Nigeria, and Nigeria needs us. But after we say all these things to them, every day they are visited with marginalization. Every day they are visited with brute force for daring to ask for freedom and level playing ground in Nigeria. They are labeled as, what do they call them? Terrorists for daring to ask for a level playing ground in a country in which they belong to. People are killing, kidnapping, and doing all sorts of things, and they go scot-free. Nobody asks questions. But if they come out on the streets and carry placard that they want Biafra, the next thing is Python dance. So it is extremely difficult for we political leaders, and I've explained this with some of my colleagues. We sat down with Wazirin and we told him, for any political leader in the Southeast to go home, we are not talking about Biafra, we are not talking about restructuring, we are not talking about Igbo presidency. You are not likely to sleep with your 2 eyes closed. These boys are so angry. I have said it before to the press that if Nnamdi Kanu walks down the streets in any city in the Southeast, the crowd that will follow him, our 5 governors cannot muster even 10% of that crowd. Because he's resonating with the people. He is voicing out their pain. He's voicing out the marginalization. He's voicing out the intimidation. He's voicing out the rejection of the people. It's not that he's giving them money. It's not that he's offering them anything. But he's pointing, this is the only way to freedom. But we know, before the Civil War, we were more prepared then than today. If the federal government visits us with federal might, we don't even have machetes, we don't even have stick. to fight back. The genocide will be a child's play to what happened to us in the past. We must be strategic to engage Nigeria. We must be strategic to get Nigeria whatever is the crime we have committed. Let them tell us, and let's beg for forgiveness. We want to be in Nigeria. So, that is the situation in the Southeast. I can paint a similar picture for the Northeast. When you go to the North, they are the weeping child of the North, just like we have in the Southeast. It's ravaged by war for how many years now? By Boko Haram. That has kept the federal military forces, on their toes for how many years? If we fought for 13 months, how many years now has the federal government been fighting Boko Haram? In spite of the fact that they are the poorest of the poor in the North. So, we are in a position where we want to prick the conscience of this country. I have said it before, Nigeria has conscience. It has shown in the past that it has conscience. After the June 12th election was annulled, what's his name? Abacha, he fought Nedeko for how many years? But when he left, the same people who annulled the election felt that the Southwest had to be appeased. In our party, in spite of the fact that the party was formed by Alex Ekweme and others in G34, we gave opportunity to Obasanjo and we supported him. In the Southeast, we voted massively for him. None of our candidates who contested in Jos was not part of the campaign team for Obasanjo to win. Each and every one of us delivered his polling booth, his ward, his local government, even when his own people were rejecting him. But his own people who were rejecting him had an alternative. Ubonyono had won the primary in their own place, but for the same reason, to appease the Southwest, he had to step down with Olufalaye. If the country had a conscience then, why has the conscience died now that the Southeast has a similar case? The South, you and I, we fought together during the Constitutional Conference of Jonathan. We're asking that the hen that lays the golden egg needs to be taken care of. We fought for an increase of the federal budget that goes to where we are harvesting the money. And when the young people revolted like the young people in the Southeast today, luckily we had a compassionate leader. Yaradua came to, it was like a doyen come to justice. Appeased the people, created the Niger Delta, created Ministry of Niger Delta. And today, Nigeria is harvesting the crude oil without crisis. While the war is still raging on in the Northeast, we have created a Northeast Commission. All the foreign aid that is coming to this country is going to the Northeast to rehabilitate land taken over and occupied by Boko Haram. Why is it that when we weep in the Southeast, the conscience of Nigeria takes a flight? We have a problem. And we are praying and begging Nigeria to understand our problem. What I can assure you is that the Southeast will fight robustly, believing that they have supported every part of Nigeria, from Shehu Shagari to Obasanjo, to Yaradua, to Jonathan. We have supported leaders from every part of Nigeria. It's not a crime for us to be supported. Except they can tell us our crime that is beyond forgiveness. But I can tell you, without any equivocation, if we fight that primary and lose it, and the person who wins it is Atiku Abubakar, for us it's like we have also won it. Because we believe he's the only one who understands our plight. And he's the only one who can rescue us. We have him as our fallback position. But let Nigeria hear our cry. Let them tell us, you are second-class citizen, you are nobody, you don't have anything to offer. We will make you slaves forever. We say, thank you very much, but give us Atiku Abubakar now. Let's manage. That is the political position where I come from at this time. But for us not to put our pain, our grievances, our agony, our intimidation, our marginalization on the table at this time, it will be difficult for us to put it forward at any other time. That's why we have to tell Nigeria our story. Let them stretch out their hand of fellowship. Let them pat us on the back. You have cried for 60 years, don't cry anymore. You don't have to cry for 100 years. If I've understood your pain, come back, you are one of us. We are not denying you any position in this country. Whatever anybody can aspire to, you can aspire to it. That's all we are begging Nigeria. Not begging for anything more. So, our country has been traumatized beyond redemption in the past 6 years. I can't paint the picture better than what you have said. The economy, security, unemployment, you name it. Every indices that is used in the world to judge a nation were number last. And what it translates to in today's world is a failed state, collapsed, finished. How Nigeria is going to resurrect and restructure this country from where APC will leave it in 2023 it requires miracle. It requires miracle. God help us to produce a president that has capacity to salvage us. And let God give us the commitment to help that president from wherever we are. Because we have no other country to call our own other than Nigeria. It's too late for people like me at 72 to go and be driving a taxi in London or washing plates in a restaurant in America. I have nowhere else to go. And so do many others. So let God help us in our search. Let's get people like Atiku Abubakar put back there and work with the person so we can rebuild our country. Thank you, gentlemen and ladies.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you.
Okay.
Thanks for checking out SYMFONI on YouTube. Please be sure to subscribe and like our videos for updates.